Hello, my name is Mike Taraborrelli, Lawn Care Manager for Giroud Tree and Lawn Care of Huntington Valley, Pennsylvania. We have a new client who's asked us to take a look at their lawn for an evaluation and to see what recommendations we can make to get this lawn looking better. We want to improve the health and appearance, get rid of some of the weeds, just give them a nice lawn. Every lawn is different. Even two sections or more than two sections of the same property can have different environments, different conditions that have to be evaluated.
Depends on the shade, the soil type, the drainage, the use, how the customer plans on using it, whether they have pets or not. All these things are factors as to what will ensure the success of a lawn care program.
What I would recommend for this lawn is I would go with our traditional program. The reason is there are a lot of weeds here. We got to get this under control if they want a weed-free lawn. So we would start with the traditional program, fertilize the lawn, green it up, thicken it up, get rid of the weeds, control the crabgrass, any insects that may be damaging the lawn when that time comes, and get this lawn in tip-top shape. This doesn't happen overnight. It's a developmental process. And we will do what's necessary over time, explain to the customer that your weeds, we're going to knock out most of the weeds at first, a little more the next time, and over time this lawn will develop. We're in the backyard of this nice property now, and pretty nice back here in some areas. There's a good amount of grass to work with, a lot of weeds, but that's okay. You know, those can be dealt with. We also see a shallow-rooted tree. I believe that's a red maple, and you can see the roots at the base of the tree. And when we get into a hot, dry summer, that tree will compete for water and nutrients with the turf. And what happens is the tree wins and the grass thins out. So what I would recommend here is not grass, because it's just not the right plant for that place. Again, I would recommend a band of mulch around the tree, and if they'd like to do some shade plantings, that's fine too. But we don't want to make a bigger problem by trying to keep a nice lawn where a nice lawn can't exist. We also see a swing set over here, so that will help us decide, okay, this is a lawn that's going to be used with children, recreational purposes. That will affect our decision as to what kind of grass to use when we reseed the lawn. Some grasses are more tolerant of traffic and drought than others, and heat and wear and tear. So that will affect our decision as to what type of grass should grow here. I would say it'll likely be turf type tall fescue, which does better in drought conditions and withstands traffic better. What I'm going to recommend to the customer as a plan to get this lawn in good shape is a soil test. And that will determine what needs to be applied to this lawn in terms of correcting any nutrient or pH deficiencies. The other thing we're going to do is we're going to have a strategy for helping this lawn starting now. What we're going to do now in the spring, I'm going to recommend that we take care of the weeds and we fertilize the lawn. We also apply pre-emergent crabgrass control that will take care of any crabgrass that has not yet germinated. Any crabgrass that has germinated we'll be able to see better later on, and we can take care of that later until it gets too hot to spray and when it might hurt the good grass. The other thing we're going to do is come up with a seeding and planting plan. We're going to recommend preparing for the late summer, early fall. What areas need to be seeded, whether it needs topsoil, whether a heavy aeration will be, and slit seeding will be sufficient, whether the areas under the trees, whether the customer desires just a mulching or mulching plus a shade perennial bed. And it's important to not try to do everything at once when something won't work at that time of the year. We don't want to seed now and have it die in the hot summer. But for now, we can improve the lawn in general.